Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to the Teach Better Today morning show where the Teach Better team gets to be with you live every single morning, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern, 2024. This is our first episode back after the new year. It is officially 2024, which you may not know because technically it's only the 2nd of January. We're all going to write the date wrong for like the first,
That's true.
I don't know, like few months, but Jeff Gargas is here to help us out, and my coffee is full and still warm. So I'm taking that as a win. We'll be right back. Hey everyone, Jeff Gargas in the house. How you doing, dude?
I'm good. It's 2024.
Ooh, ooh.
I enjoy that you just assume none of us know that yet.
I mean, you knew
it's
the
really
day of
good
New Year's
that you
Eve.
all decided to tune in, so now you know that it's 2024. Because when the
stop.
ball dropped, you were like, "It must still be 2."
No, you
But
knew it was 2024.
then you went into the actual reason, which is the fact that we are all going to write 23 for a while. Like,
right, 2024 was fun when you did New Year's Eve either at midnight or at like 8 o'clock, and you just like tricked everybody to think it was midnight. And then you went to bed and you were like, "Oh, now it's New Year's Day. I probably still have today off." And, you know, you were excited for maybe your last vacation day until you had to head back in, or maybe you have one more week. And then later you're going to have to date something and you're not going to write 2024. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. It's going to be a struggle. I'm curious if you want to drop in the comments. Let us know. Are you back like today or this week, or do you get to like the rest of this week and have to go back next week? Because like I've heard a bunch of different ones from varying people. So
well, and I think it's because Christmas, obviously winter break in the US or more or less around the world is based off of when Christmas is. Christmas is a Monday. So I feel like schools either gave you the whole week before Christmas, or they gave you like a portion or none of that week. And that would then affect if you're back now or not.
So my kids went Monday, Tuesday, so the 22nd or whatever it was. And then they had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off prior to Christmas. And then they go back, but they don't go back till they go back on Thursday.
Well, that's what I mean. I think schools were like
14. You get Thursday, Friday, and then another weekend. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think the schools really struggle when a major holiday is on a Monday. So, you know, who knows? Maybe y'all are back. Maybe you have another week. Maybe you have a few days. You know, just drink your coffee. We're here for you. We're ready to start the year off well. Maybe
you got a one-way ticket for Christmas and you just out of here, like, and you're like in Punta Cana or something like that, and just out
Punta Cana. That would be awesome. Jeff, remember when I went to Punta Cana?
I remember that.
In November. I won't lie to you. I got notified that same group used to do a trip every 5 years. That same group is planning another trip this
Now they're doing 5 a year. Well, it's a whole new year, so it makes sense. But speaking of memories, do you remember when we met Joe Coy?
Oh my God, Joe Coy! I just told
it was like a year ago, just a couple days ago. It was a year ago.
Jeff, I literally just told this story the other day to somebody, and they were like, "Oh, cool! Like, I love Joe Coy. Were you really embarrassing when you met him, or were you like cool?"
You were
I was
so cool.
I was like, he was cool. I was a fan.
I think I was cool.
Sure. Yeah, we met Joe Coy in Vegas. It would have been 2 years ago.
That was a year ago. It was just last year.
It was?
Yeah. It was December of 22.
Okay.
So a year. It's been like a year and 3 weeks or something.
Okay. Yeah, it was great. So we went for a global education award that Teach Better was acknowledged for, and we literally were sitting at a restaurant thinking we were cool in Vegas, and Joe Coy walked into the restaurant.
Up and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm such a fan," and like freaked out over because we were sitting with Joshua Stamper, so like it makes sense.
Yeah, I was.
No. So if you remember, like I actually got up to leave. Josh got in late, and we were hanging out, and I was like, I'm tired, and I went up to go up to my room, and I like walked by and he's in a hoodie and I took a double take and then like I came back to you and I'm like, all right, I'm freaking out right now because that's Joe Coy. I might have said some other words that I won't say live. And then you're like, what? And Josh is like, who's that?
I know. I was like, Josh, you've never seen. So, for those of you who may be like Josh and don't know who Joy Coy is, he is a great comedian. He's got like at least four specials on Netflix.
Yeah, at least four. Yeah.
I love his humor. I think he's hysterical and he gives back a lot in the work he's doing. So he's not just a stand-up comedian. I feel like he's really doing good work for the world beyond just creating laughter. So so then we went up and we were like, hey, and we just wanted to like tell him how much we appreciate him. And he was like, "Oh my God, guys, let's take a photo." Like, he was legit.
So he like pulled you in for it. Like he's like, I went up and said, "Hey, I don't want to bother you, but I'm just a big fan." He's like, "I love you, dude." And then we made us do kissy faces to the camera because that's apparently what he does. So.
We have two great photos of Jeff and I like with the biggest grins on our face, and then he's like, "Kissy faces, do something fun," and we're all blowing kisses to the camera, and he was legit.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to take us down that one, but.
I was going to ask you how your last few days, how's your holiday been? Because
it wasn't as good as that.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say.
I'm like, we just ruined it. Joe Coy.
Talking about Joe Coy.
No, it was good. We had a great break. Well, technically, kids are still on break, but we had a great season. We had like 4 days in a row of Christmas because we always do Christmas Eve at my brother's house, and it's always phenomenal because he's an incredible cook, and it was awesome this year again. He does the 7 fishes and it's like and then a whole bunch of other stuff. It's so good. So like salmon that literally I got weak in my knees when I ate. Calamari, just the whole everything. He gets up at like 5 a.m. and starts cooking for the day. He plans it like months ahead. But so we did that, and then Christmas at our house, and my in-laws came over on Christmas, and it was good. They actually ended up hanging out pretty much the whole day, and we did breakfast stuff and then made them dinner and stuff, but then because of schedules and people being in and stuff, the day after Christmas, we went out to my parents' house. And my brother was in from Georgia and stuff and did the whole thing there. And then the next day we did, when was that? It was the 20, I don't even know what day it was at that point. We did that at my in-law's house because we normally would do that on Christmas Day, but my brother-in-law had to work. He's a sergeant at a hospital. And so we did that again. So we had 4 days of Christmas, and it was a lot, but cool. And Amy, I always say, like, when it feels like a lot, we remind ourselves that it could be a lot worse. We could not have a family that we loved, not be close to anyone, and we're close enough. So it's it's an hour drive out to my parents, so it's not terrible. It's a lot of driving, but like we had a good time.
That's awesome.
Would have liked some snow, but
and the kids got to see everyone, which is fun.
Yes, it's good time. So how about you? Was it a good time?
Yeah, it was so good. I feel like December was a lot because there was just every day.
You did Hanukkah and Christmas this year.
Every day was something.
Every day was something.
But I will say, so the last few days up until the new year, I was really focused on kind of like resetting for the new year, which I won't lie, I don't know that I've done. I kind of feel like if you need to reset, you should do it whenever you need to do it. You don't need to wait for this significant day. So I don't know if this was just happenstance that I needed to reset and it just so happened to be New Year's, or if New Year's was a bigger influence than I understood it to be. But, looking at like auditing my finances, I did a calendar audit to kind of see where I'm spending my time the most. I looked at like spending days and kind of mood tracking, and I created a vision board, to be honest with you. I'm like trying to just kind of make sure that 2024 is focused on good things. And it was helpful. I don't know if this was New Year's needed or just kind of needed to reset.
Happened to line up. Yeah.
It was great. I really felt good. And to be honest, Jeff, this may have been the first time I did that type of work where I kind of felt like what I'm doing is on track. Like I didn't have any big changes. I just kind of reaffirmed that I'm doing what I which is
awesome. And I think sometimes people don't realize that. They're like, I have to have something. I gotta do something. And I'm like, no, it's okay. Sometimes growth looks the same. Like staying the same, right? Like that's okay.
I probably should control my shopping. That was kind of like
Well,
but it's been December, so I think, it's been a lot.
yeah.
But I kind of feel like I'm like, okay, everything on my vision board outside of maybe some financial goals, everything's like on track. Like keep doing what I'm doing. Don't get complacent, but the things that I put in place are of value, and that's cool.
Mm-hmm. That's
So,
good. That's good. Yeah, that's fun.
so I have one thing that I wanted to discuss kind of
Okay.
related to that for our team talk.
Oh, good, because I didn't do any of that. So great. Let's do this.
Yeah, no, this is related to a reset. So I'm interested in hearing our community in the comments, kind of what their ideas are, what they've done, but it's along the same line. So let's stick with it. We'll be right back. Hey everyone, welcome back to Teach Better Today morning show. We're headed into our team talk section, which is a part of our show, every single show, to try and have some educational conversation, maybe a major takeaway, something that you should keep in mind for your day ahead. And Jeff, this kind of has to do, the topic that I wanted to throw at you has to do with resetting for the year ahead. And maybe this is a practice you've already done. Maybe this isn't something at all you're planning on doing, but it has to do with sleeping. And
Okay.
I know that you're a terrible sleeper. So to be honest, this will be good to talk about.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Go ahead. I'll get into how that's just funny, but go ahead.
Okay, so this came up for me literally last night because I slept funny 2 nights ago and pulled a muscle in my neck that just seems to like not be resolving. Like I did heat and cold and all the things, and then by the next night, which was last night, it was like maybe even worse. And I was up and wasn't sleeping well. I'm trying to take a melatonin. I was kind of like, okay, I need to kind of reset my body to feel good. And then I need to get good sleeping practices because kind of like, I don't know, I just felt like very discombobulated yesterday. I probably slept a total of 5 hours, but it was all like 2 hours here, 1 hour here, waking up because my neck was bothering me so much. So I would like to just maybe challenge us all to reset our sleeping habits. That's what came up at least. What are your thoughts on this?
I think that's great. So after Thanksgiving, I think we talked about on the show. So I had told Chad that I'm like on December 1st, I'm going to make some changes, get my diet under control, and get my sleep and like a sleep so that I could work out in the mornings. And then I, excuse me, took my own advice and was like, wait a minute, why am I waiting? Right? Because I hate the waiting thing. So I started the day after Thanksgiving because it was that morning after Thanksgiving. I'm like, and I did great. And so I had, because I'm a terrible sleeper, as you said, I'm terrible. I'm like a night owl or something worse. And so I get in a weird, I'm always good at getting up even with like 3 to 4 hours of sleep, but that, especially as you get older, that doesn't work well.
Right.
And so it leads to me getting sick and whatever. And I wasn't getting my workouts in because I had to do them late. And then that just keeps the thing going. So I reset and did fantastic with my diet. Got really, really great with the sleeping. So I was getting up at 5 a.m. every day, working out, getting to bed. 9 was my goal. By 9, usually it was either just before or maybe just after based on things going on, and did great. And then for like the 4 or 5 days around Christmas, I just threw it all out the window. Here's the thing, which was awesome because I've done it in the past where I've lost weight and I got really strict, and then when I broke it, like it just ruined it.
Right.
And this time I was just like, you know what? I'm like, I made the decision prior to. I'm like, I got 4 days of Christmas. I'm like, it's open. I can do whatever I want without being ridiculous.
Sure.
Just eat what I want, not feel guilty. Just have a good time because I'm gonna get back to it right after. And I did. And so I had lost a bunch of weight. My weight fluctuated up a couple pounds through the holidays, but not too bad. But I'm back to it, and it's the sleeping to me is like the key to the whole thing, which I know everyone says, but like because if I get to bed early enough, I wake up. I have no problem waking up. and I wake up ready to go, and I get to workout in. If I get a workout in, one, I just feel better for the day. Two, that helps with weight loss and health. But also, if I work out, I'm much more likely to eat better for the day. And if I eat better for the day, I feel better when I wake up the next morning because I don't, I got a bad gut. So like, it's just and if I go to bed, like it's just a process, and it all revolves around. It's funny you bring this up because it was like,
it's like a circular effect.
It was like just before Christmas, Chad and I were, because Chad and I talk about this stuff a lot. And like, I was talking about, I'm like, sleeping is the key piece, which I've known, but like you forget. So I'm back to it, which is awesome. And back, things cut back out and stuff and knock those pounds almost out, but we'll see. But I'm back down to where I was and pursuing. So yeah, so like the reset on the sleep is huge. And the thing that got me there is like, I had been like working out inconsistently at night. And I had this struggle where I'm like, well, I can't do the early night because that's when I'm working out. And I had to go, no, it's a reset. I'm not working out tonight, even though I should, I don't care because I got to get to bed early so I can, and that's how I've gotten back to it. So like, but all that, I'm also going to slip in here that my wife got me a new Xbox for Christmas because I'm a child. And the 2 days after Christmas, I played Xbox. I played Call of Duty. In my last game, I shut down my Xbox at 3:55 a.m. So like,
oh my
and I had to get up the next morning too. Like, so that's why you need to reset. Because if you do that, if you're like me and you have these nights where you just get wired on doing whatever, because me, I have nights where I've gone, like, it was not weird for me to be up till 2 or 3 in the morning. Not usually playing games, but like focused on something with work or just unable to turn my head off. So like the getting into the cycle of it is huge. So I'm super glad that I was able to go back and stuff. So, but I think the key was giving myself permission to like not do the thing at night so that I could reset, which was key. So
yeah, so talk about some of those strategies for those of you who might be looking to reset your sleep. One is to do a reset and make it intentional. I need that too, whether it's really with any change. I need to make it like a very it's starting today decision made. So don't wait. Make this alteration as quickly as possible. I love that you had a time in mind within, you had some flexibility, but a time in mind that you wanted to be in bed. I think that's a great step. Quieting your mind is something I really struggle with. I've been seeing a lot that reading before bed and reading when you wake up is beneficial. I am not someone who I believe could read in the morning. I'm not anti, it's not really conducive to a lot of elements that I either enjoy or struggle with, but I think I might need to adopt reading before bed because I think keeping the TV on is actually, it's huge, right? So if I want the entertainment, quote unquote, before bed, I think I need to turn to a book. And then the other things are kind of looking at the resources to help you sleep well. Like I know sometimes that's silly because, it's not that big of a deal, but like my comforter's really nice. My sheets are really soft. I bought an eye mask that I talked about on the show with Katie, but like I want to be consistent in like having that easily accessible so I can grab it versus having to get up and look for it. I was looking at, getting a heating pad or a cold pack when you go to bed to try and like get your body in the right kind of spot. Like I want to do this, but I feel like I need to curate the right list for me and start tonight. Yeah. Literally is my goal tonight.
I think the key is to you, right? Like you got to figure out what it is for you, right? So like I've figured out that like certain things I need very strict rules and other things I need built-in flexibility. Like so I know I drive everyone nuts with how I change my diet because I cut certain things out, but I don't cut out other things. So like for example, cookies, but I don't cut out cake.
Okay.
And my reason for that is that it's very rare that we have cake in our house, but it's not rare that we have cookies. So they're a problem. Cake, it's usually at special occasions, but now if I'm at a special occasion, I can have that, I can indulge, and I'm not cheating or breaking anything. It's literally within my rules. So therefore, because I believe one of the dumbest things in the world is a cheat day on a diet. It's so stupid because you're literally breaking your discipline. Like that's why most people don't do it. So like same thing with the going to bed. If I'm like, if it's not before 9, it doesn't count, then I'm not, because I like tracking it because then I have an idea of where I'm at. So like for me, I'm like, if it's 9:30, that's okay because I didn't go to bed at 1 a.m. And that's the actual goal, is to not go to bed ridiculously late.
But I
And
like that
so that,
also.
like, getting in that process, you got to find but other people like Chad needs to be super strict or he won't do it. So you got to figure out what works for you. Same with all those little things. Like maybe a mask will work for you. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe TV actually does work for you, even though the science says it doesn't. I still think it does for me, but it's something that I've seen before that I don't need to look at. I just like the noise, which might be a white noise machine for you or a talkative partner. I don't know. But
Well,
I think the
even if
key is
it's,
find it for you.
yeah, listening to a podcast. I love the concept of like listening to a show versus watching it, because from my understanding of why television's bad, it's more or less the light.
Yeah,
So
it's light.
that's why I do think maybe those, I'm with you where sometimes I really need the flexibility, and I think I'm going to get off base if I don't give myself the flexibility. So yeah, giving yourself the half an hour buffer when to be in bed. I like the opportunity maybe to say, if I want entertainment at night, it just can't be light. So maybe it's reading, maybe it's listening.
Sure. Which makes
But
sense.
yeah, I need to close my eyes. Like that's a big issue for me.
Yeah. You know what works for me that's really weird? When my wife Amy stays up with a little light on reading, because she's a big reader, for some reason, like I'm like, oh, like I don't need the TV on because for some reason you flipping the page every now and then is like enough for my head. It's really weird.
Yeah, no.
Which is
It's not too quiet, right?
yeah, which is I don't know. So again, you got to figure out what works for you. Like, what is it that works and makes sense for you, and then you stick to it and start like Ray said, like today, tonight, tomorrow. And by the way, just to touch on like sleep specifically, that reset might not be a 1 day. It might be a 3-day reset before you feel the energy to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I think, but I love building the things into it so that I'm not breaking anything. So like I made a decision a couple weeks ago. I'm like, okay, well, Friday and Saturday nights, I don't have to do the 9. Like I can do 11. So my goal is more like 11 or 12 because like the kids are going to stay up later. We might go out with friends or, or Amy might choose to stay up later and I might want to stay up with her, like, cause she doesn't have to work or whatever. So like, on my Fridays, Saturdays, I'm allowed to, if I, Jonathan wants to, stay up and game a little bit, like that's okay. And for me, it's not, oh, I'm making this exception for this or that or whatever. Not that that's wrong, but it's for me saying, no, this is part of my rules, is that like, it's okay on Friday, Saturday. I'm going to reset on Sunday and then I'm back. So for me, that's what works for me. And it's taken me a long time to figure out my brain that way, but
I like the reminder that your days can differ, because I would do the same thing. Like Friday, Saturday, everyone's staying up later, and it's not, I don't want to like give myself so much restriction that then I want to break it. I want to give myself flexibility where I can.
Yeah, because you're taking away other things that are good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, I want to see in the comments, I know we've already gotten some comments. I want to see kind of what you're committing to. It's the 2nd of January, whether you're still on break or not. Let's make sure that we're taking care of ourselves before it gets so busy that it's too challenging to take care of ourselves. And for today, we focused on sleep, but maybe there was something else you took away from the conversation. And we'd love to kind of see that commitment, right? Kind of that communal accountability of, hey, Teach Better family. This is something I'm going to work on for the next few days and see how it goes. Let us know and keep us updated. I think that this is a great way.
Can I blab again? It's that it also doesn't need to be anything big.
No, it can be.
To your point of like how you I feel like I've done, like you're on track, you're doing things. So like your goal doesn't have to be crazy, because one, that makes it harder. Like less like it can be a little thing of like, I've done good for the last 3 months. My resolution is literally I'm going to keep being good.
Yes.
Like that's awesome. Like it doesn't have to be like, oh, I gotta lose 500 pounds this week. Like it can just be something simple. And I think that's important. So yeah, drop in the comments, let us know. It'd be really cool to see what everyone's committed to. And then Ray and I are gonna write them all down, and we're gonna call you every week to see how you're doing.
I'm really excited to hear, because this is stuff I'm working on, and someone's got to fix my neck. So I need to also.
Wait, we gotta get that neck fixed.
Yeah, can somebody put also some therapy of like, I literally have pulled one side of my neck, the left side, from my skull, like where the top, where it gets hard, you know what I'm saying? All the way down to like the bottom of my neck where it hits my shoulders. That's the only thing that hurts.
So we should do we should do an episode. We'll get my oldest brother Paul is a doctor. He's a physical therapist. We'll
Right.
bring him on and we'll do a consult right here.
I'm telling you,
I'm going to fix Ray's neck.
Seriously. So no joke. I'm going to PT today, and it should be like my graduation from my shoulder surgery. This
and
is
you'll be like, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, but now I'm literally going to go in and be like, listen, I want to graduate from my shoulder. Like, that's great. Can you also do something to my neck? Like,
you're graduating from your shoulder to your neck. That's like middle school.
Right. Whatever. Anyway. All right, friends, we are excited to get started. The show obviously is back Monday through Friday. We are here for you. We have a lot planned, to be honest, this semester. We have taken your notes, read your comments, taken polls, and I'm really excited that we're going to have more guests on the show this year. We're going to be featuring great free resources for you more often. And obviously our team will still be here to support you. So keep us updated on what you like, what you want to see more of, and how we can support you. And Jeff, we'll be back like super soon for Teach Better Today morning show.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Bye, guys. Hey, Teach Better community. Thank you so much for joining the Teach Better Today morning show every single weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern. We have so many resources for you outside of this live stream at teachbetter.com, including blogs, podcasts, and professional development that will bring our team to your school. Wherever you are listening from this morning, please make sure you are sharing and celebrating the incredible educators in this world. And hey, if you are listening over on a podcast to Teach Better Talk, we would love a 5-star review. The comments are always so entertaining. We'll see you tomorrow.